Everyone, Kimberly here. So I was going to post for Thursday, February 19th, but seeing as it's 1:30 in the morning, it's technically Friday, the 20th of February. We've had a very busy day and evening. So I guess I'll start off by saying that I did have my x-ray yesterday. Anybody who saw my video, I actually published that by accident. I had been talking to my sister. There's three of us, and I was talking to the middle sister who had been traveling and had some time to chat with me, which is always nice because, when we're working, we're so busy in our lives, we don't get a lot of time without kids in the background or those sorts of things going on. So it's always nice to have a few minutes. And she had caught me sitting in the parking lot, not going in to have my x-ray. And I'd given her a bunch of excuses. I'd forgotten to shower. I was still wearing my slippers. I had taken my son to school that morning, and still in my PJs, essentially. But, I was wearing leggings and a t-shirt. So she was just hassling me and saying, who cares? Go on in. Anyway, it was nice to have a talk with her and get that additional support that I don't always have. And, she always makes me feel better by the end of it. So, I'm glad to have that. I'm very lucky, and I appreciate her advice. And, anyway, so the video got posted because I told her I was going to show her exactly what I was talking about, so that was kind of funny. I had intended to go in and edit it, and as I was trying to do that, I was walking to the car at the same time and accidentally hit publish, so, oh well. It turns out that it was kind of one of the funniest videos I've done, and actually shows my sense of humor, which I noticed in a lot of my videos never comes through, but at any rate, so I don't want to be here too long, and the only reason I came outside is because I didn't want my son to hear me. He's preteen and gets now pretty much embarrassed about anything. Very normal. But the reality is it was a rough day for me. So I was pretty, let's see, at my 8-week point, or just right around there, I had just been doing miraculously well. Walking 3 to 5 miles a day again. I was just doing phenomenally well. And then all of a sudden, one Friday I have a car accident. I was a passenger. And then the following Friday I fell, which prompted the x-ray because immediately after this series of events that occurred, I started having pain again in the left side, in my back, but mostly down my leg and to my toes. Now, before my spinal surgery, they had told me I had a slight bulge just below the L4, L5. It was not significant enough to, have a second fusion at the same time. But I think that the neurosurgeon felt like once I got my fusion, that once I started physical therapy, the small bulge underneath would kind of heal itself through the outpatient physical therapy. So I guess the upside to this whole thing is maybe the x-ray will just show that I have another herniation. I think that's the best case scenario, right? If there's any hardware damage, that could be a problem. Either they're not going to be able to go back in and I may be stuck with some lifelong pain, or they might have to go in right away and fix, a screw that got loose, a loose screw. I'm not talking about what else here, but you know what I'm talking about. So our night tonight, we got back from violin rehearsal. I'm in a lot of pain because I've been doing a lot of driving. And ever since, the accident and the fall, I have not been able to sit for more than 2 minutes before I'm in a lot of pain. Now, my son, in the last day or so, started complaining of stomach issues. And we were on our way home from violin, and had to make an emergency stop at Dunkin' Donuts to the restroom. And he was in there for about 30 minutes. We get home. Unfortunately, it's Thursday night, which is trash and recycle night. So, of course, this isn't an activity that I can do without help. So in between his bathroom breaks, he is attaching the bins. My dad has these attachments that you can attach the SUV and then drive it up. Thank goodness, but still, it's a process. So he gets those attached to the car. We drive him up. We come back, and again, he's back and forth to the bathroom. And on top of that, his stomach just hurts. I mean, the poor kid. So I guess, I don't have a lot of time to get into details. He actually just fell asleep about 15 minutes ago. I'm expecting him to get up again based on how the last 4 hours have been. So, essentially, in a nutshell, he was back and forth to the bathroom. I've had to clean the bathroom floor 3 times tonight. I've had to do 3 loads of laundry. He's been in the shower 4 times. I finally just got him into my bed with a heat blanket and told him he needs to start using my bathroom bidet. And I made a call to the nurse. I'm a little worried that he's not taking in enough fluids to offset the runs to the bathroom. So needless to say, I have had to cope this evening with doing things that I shouldn't be doing in terms of my back. On a good day before the fall or the accident, I shouldn't have been doing any of this. So I can't imagine what kind of added pressure I'm putting on myself right now. So, however, my son comes first, and, I guess you just, as a parent, as a mom, as an adult, you just go into that mode and you do what needs to be done. It's interesting because I hadn't been checking my phone or anything like that. I mean, really, it was an acute time where my son needed me, and it was just this constant, accident, laundry, going back and cleaning the floor, changing my child, and it went through this cycle several times, and of course getting the trash bins up. Then I wanted to try to get the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. My parents are expected to come home this evening, and so I want them to come home to a clean house. Listen, I'm not the maid, and I'm not going through. I'm not going through and cleaning everything, but certainly I don't want them to walk in the door and see some sort of explosion. I hated that when I was working, and I would come home and the nanny hadn't cleaned. It's just depressing. So, we haven't made a huge mess, but, I definitely want the kitchen all cleaned up. And then, of course, this past evening, with everything going on, anything that was clean is not anymore. So, I'm working on that. So like I said, I hadn't checked my phone until just about 15, 20 minutes ago. And I had a couple of texts from some friends and my sister who I talked to yesterday. And then I had this text from my other sister that just said, "Oh, good night. I love you. I hope you're doing well." As always, I haven't heard from her a lot. She's here local, but I don't see her much anymore. But the text said, "Oh yeah, and don't forget, it's trash night." I just have to say that even without all of the excitement and activities of this evening, that I just thought it was kind of rude. And I only really had one response to that text. I withheld, and I will not respond to it. If anybody out there has gone through like a surgery like I have, or has had a PLIF or a spinal fusion or anything like that, I'm sure you might have the same reaction that I did upon seeing that little reminder. It's funny because up until my back surgery, I seem to not have any issues with remembering how to perform as an adult. So I would imagine that those memories of, being responsible and doing the things that I need to do have not been forgotten. But thanks for the reminder, and I'll just, keep it in mind. And if I have any other issues, guess I'll let her know. Oh, let's see. Yeah, little sarcasm, little annoyance, but given what we've been through tonight, cut me a break here. So, like I said, my son's been asleep for maybe 20 minutes. I hope he stays that way. I hope this is the end of it, just for his sake. I have a call into the nurse because it had been going on now for 4 hours straight, and it really started like a day ago. He was taking fluids, but up until now, he was taking in more fluids than he was going to the bathroom. So essentially, since that has reversed and turned around, I'm hoping that the nurse calls me and, I may or may not have to take him into, the peds unit here. So hoping that's not the case, and I hope it's the end of it. Since we did stop at Dunkin' Donuts for our emergency bathroom break, I did get him some donuts. He looked at them. He picked out the ones he wanted. When we got home, he just didn't have it in him to eat them. So I'm really hoping that he wakes up tomorrow and that is the first thing on his mind. That would be a good thing. So that's all I have to post for now. And wish me luck tomorrow. I have a lot to do in the morning. And I wish the best for everybody else here who might be watching, and have a good night. See you later. Bye.